Oh man, it's hot out here, isn't it? Not as hot as Natalie. Alright, let's get the show on the road. When I sat down to write this last night, all I could think is, man, I gotta deliver this speech tomorrow. Yikes. I really should have started this at least a few weeks ago, but again, my best work always comes when I'm hopelessly under pressure. It's like an off-brand Parkinson's law, if you know what that means. I will think about doing the work during the allotted time, but the good ideas will condense and coalesce into something coherent in the last 1% of the time or so. I wrote all of my college applications this way, and if you allow me to say so, I think it worked out pretty well. But enough background. I owe a great deal of thank yous to all the wonderful teachers that have made this whole thing possible for me in the first place. To start, although she is not here today, I would like to thank Rhonda McGugan, my first ever teacher in the United States, for her warm welcome. I was probably as terrified then, my second day in a new country, as I am here today in front of all of you. I would like to also thank Dr. Michael Ramsey for getting me hooked on guitar, which has been my main way to decompress for the past 3.5 years or so. You should get yourself a teacher like Dr. Ramsey. It will truly work wonders. I would like to thank Richard Solt for introducing me to my favorite author, Charles Dickens, who has greatly influenced my style of writing. I would also like to thank Dana Seastead for teaching me both biology and apes. I would not be who I am today if I did not know what cultural eutrophication meant. I would like to thank Daniel Kopazzi for getting me hooked on physics, which is very well what I might minor in. I would like to thank Jody Delab for allowing me to mispronounce her name for a whole year and not once correcting me, as well as teaching me calculus in her first year as if she had been teaching it for 20 years or more. I would like to thank Linda Junjin for teaching me French for 3 years, all the way from French 2 to collegiate French. I would like to offer a special thanks to Blair Tate and Gina Perry for all their work during our engineering class. Although it was probably the most arduous class I have ever taken, it was also one of the most enjoyable, let's say memorable. I made tons of memories and friends there. It truly was a monumental class for me. And finally, I must absolutely thank Brendan Wright, El Señor Correcto, for being my first AP teacher and sharing my love for 70s, 80s, and 90s music. I will always remember the countless inside jokes and puns I endured and laughed at, albeit against my own will. Some jokes are just too good and bad at the same time that you can't help but laugh. Furthermore, I need to thank my family, my parents, my grandparents, and beyond. If it weren't for their undisclosed activities, I just wouldn't exist, if you know what I mean. Seriously though, I know how hard you worked to get my family to where it is today, and I can never repay you enough for that, so thank you. Truly, my life would not be the same without any of you. Friends, family, or teachers, all of you have had either an indirect or direct, though defined, and profound impact on my life. I owe all of you a thank you. Now, it's 2021, y'all. We have to start thinking about sustainability. I'm not talking about going green and buying a Prius, or cutting meat out of your diet, or shopping at Valley Village, or not mining cryptocurrencies. Those are important, yes, but I'm talking about the sustainability of your happiness, your individual happiness. Whether you like it or not, happiness is a resource, just like lumber, oil, water, or cash. And as it is a resource, it can be either renewable or non-renewable. All of this depends on the price of your happiness. Now, there's a common misconception that money cannot buy you happiness. I'll be the first person to admit that this is not true in principle, because if somebody gave me a Ferrari right now, I would be pretty good. I'd be terrific, to be honest. Wink, wink. Anyone? Here's the thing though, that is not sustainable. No one has the money to just keep buying Ferraris every time you feel down. And if you do, you can email me. It's gerardo@mit.edu. I have a proposition. My point is that if you rely on material things to make you happy, you will undoubtedly go into a spiral where nothing will be enough. Some people like to call that ambition, but when dealing with happiness, I call it addiction. We get addicted to shopping online, to watching Netflix, to scrolling through TikTok, to whatever it is. All of us are addicted to something. For example, I am addicted to watching engineering videos on YouTube that go way over my head, which is probably the worst vice out there, honestly. You should take my word for that. But even if you don't believe me, I guarantee you're addicted to something. We base some significant part of our happiness on external factors, and that isn't healthy. I know that the whole if you're sad, just be happy thing does not work. I know because I've been there. Sadness and depression are big beasts, but I also know that no matter who you are or what your situation is, you can find a tiny thing deep inside you to be happy about. I would like to challenge all of you to find one thing each day, even if it's the same thing every day for a week or a month, to be happy about. The way to make our happiness renewable is to find it within ourselves whenever possible. Thank you.